Hello, another short story today. Today is The Red Bicycle by Olive Bishop Branch. Dan waved glumly at Jim as he watched him pedal his bike swiftly up the street. It seemed that everyone had a bicycle except him. He went into an alley so he would not see so many bicycles. "I'm sorry, Dan," his mother had said only this morning, "but we can't buy you a bicycle. Maybe you could earn enough money and buy one for yourself." "I'm not old enough for a paper route," Dan had said. I don't know what else to do." "Maybe you could find some other work," his mother said. "I'll try to help you find something." "I don't know what," Dan had sighed, "but I do sure want a bicycle." "We'll have to pray about it, Dan. The Lord can provide." "I did pray," Dan said, "but I think the Lord is too busy to take care of such things as a fellow's bike." "If he thinks you really need one, Dan, he will provide it in his way." His mother sounded confident. Dan thought of the sleek red bicycle in the window of the Smith bicycle shop. It was really neat. It had a light and even a siren horn. It was on sale, too. The price tag read $45. It would take him a long time to work and save that much money, even if he could find a job. Probably the price would go up, too. He kicked viciously at a pile of leaves in the alley behind a coal shed. His foot struck something. He leaned over and pulled back the wet, soggy leaves with his hands. There he uncovered a damp leather purse. He was so excited that he could hardly open it. Maybe someone would give him a reward for finding it. There were several damp bills inside. Dan counted them carefully. There were 4 $5 bills and 3 $10 bills. $50! That was more than enough to buy the bicycle. And there was no name in the purse. He looked carefully, but there was nothing there except the bills. Dan was glad. Was this God's way of answering his prayer? He did not know to whom the purse belonged, and how could he find the owner? He would go and buy the bicycle now and surprise his mother. He would have to hurry, though, or the store would be closed. He ran swiftly through the alley and turned down Main Street. He was breathing heavily from the excitement and the running. He would soon have his bicycle. Wouldn't he feel important riding it down the street? Wouldn't it be fun to surprise his mother? He had almost reached the railroad when the flasher lights began their warning signal. He tried to run faster, but the train beat him to the crossing. It was a long freight, and he thought that it would never pass. While he was waiting, Jim came along. "Where are you going, Dan?" he asked. "I'm going down to buy that bike in Smith's window," Dan answered importantly. Jim looked surprised. "Where'd you get the money?" "The Lord provided it," Dan answered. Another freight whistled from the opposite direction. "There's another train," Dan groaned. "If I don't get across the tracks soon, the store will be closed." "Can I go with you?" Jim asked. "Sure, come along." By the time they reached the bicycle shop, the doors were locked. Dan tried the door, rattling it loudly, but no one was there. He was disappointed. Now he would have to wait until tomorrow before he could ride his new bike. "Isn't that just my luck?" he moaned. Cheer up, Jim. You can get it tomorrow." They stood looking at the beautiful bike. "Do you have the whole $45? Jim asked. Dan pulled the soggy, small leather purse from his pocket and showed him the bills. "Say," Jim said, his eyes opening wide, "that's a lot of money. Where'd you get it?" "I found it." "Don't you know who lost it?" Jim asked. "No, there's no name in the purse." "When did you find it, Dan?" "A little while ago," Dan replied. "Aren't you even going to try to find the owner?" Dan slowly put the purse back into his pocket. I guess I wanted the bicycle so much I wasn't thinking about anything else." "It'd be like stealing if you kept that money and didn't try to find the owner," Jim said. "I guess you're right," Dan sighed. "Maybe God hasn't answered my prayer after all." "Let's take the money to the police station," Jim suggested. They'll give it back to you if they don't find the owner. Dan was hoping all the way to the station that the owner would not call for the money. Then it would be his. He was disappointed, however, for the missing purse had been reported to the police several weeks before. Do you want to ride out in the squad car to return the purse to the old lady who lost it? The man behind the desk asked. Ordinarily, Dan would have been thrilled at the idea, but he was so disappointed that he did not care very much. Sure, I'll go, Jim accepted for both of them. The car drove rapidly through the streets and stopped at a small cottage. The old lady who lived there identified the purse as hers. My son sent the money to pay me for me to pay the coal bill. It must have dropped out of my pocket when I was raking leaves. I looked and looked for it, she said. It was in a pile of old leaves in the alley back of your coal shed, Dan told her. I saved those leaves to put on my garden in the spring. I can't thank you enough, she said with tears in her eyes. I didn't know how I was going to pay my coal bill. The Lord does provide. Yes, Dan agreed, sometimes. I'd like to give you a reward. The old lady thought deeply. Could I give you something? Say, do you have a bicycle? No, Dan answered, but I need one awful bad. Come with me, she commanded, wrapping a shawl about her shoulders. They followed her out to the coal shed. My grandson left his bicycle here several years ago. She pointed to a dusty bicycle in the corner. You can have it if you can use it. Say, it's all right, Dan, Jim said, examining it. The frame is good. I'll help you fix it up, and I have some red paint and some good used tires. Dan was overwhelmed. It wasn't the new bicycle that he had dreamed about, but it was a bicycle. He and Jim would have lots of fun fixing it up like new. Thank you, he said to the old lady. The Lord does provide, always, but in his way. And that is The Red Bicycle, first written in 1952.